Hey all, this is Lucy, and today I get to HayDayTheDayAway. So I get to play a little bit on my Heyday, and I thought I would just record it and share it with you guys. So I'll probably just do maybe a little bit of voice work, but also play some background music just for playtime. So I usually start off my farm, and I go in a clockwise way around my farm, starting in this area. I put my cows here because they're easy to see right off the bat, and I always am needing milk and to keep my dairy busy. So that's why I put it in a very visible spot for myself. Everybody's visible spot is going to be in a different place, I'm sure, but this works for me. Now, I always have trouble keeping these noodles in stock because, like when just like that, when a boat needs it, it wants at least 40. That's quite a bit. So I try to send Tom as often as I can. And I had him rented for 5 days. So now I am getting really good at this 2-finger fast weeding. But I'm telling you, when I hit that record button, every single time, it's like if I know people are watching, I have trouble doing it. So if everybody could just turn away while I weed, it'll go a lot faster for me. Gotta keep my smelters running. I really need to harvest all of my trees and plant new ones. I don't like it when they are in various stages of like harvesting or not ready to harvest or need watering. I like them to all be on the same pattern. Kind of one of my obsessions, I guess. And so it bugs me that I don't have my trees planted. You can see in my upper right hand corner there, the empty spot is supposed to have banana trees in it. Now when I load my machines, I kind of look at each item that machine will make and just see whatever is lowest. And typically I try to keep 25 to 30 of every item in stock, and that's going to depend on your barn size and your farm size. I was out of butter for everything in the bread machine, so I just stuck in some more bread. And I'm low on sugar, so sugar in both machines. That is one of my favorite things that they have added, is the second sugar machine. I think they did that about a year ago. Hands down, one of my favorite updates that they did. And I absolutely know what my next favorite update will be. I do not think that they could add anything that would be more exciting to me than a new feed mill and a new dairy. I just can't even imagine anything that they could produce or make or imagine that would be more beneficial to me than another dairy or another feed machine. So I'll be really excited if they ever do that. I think that they have said they won't ever do another dairy, but I'm hoping that they reconsider, because the fudge machine especially that they recently added takes a ton of butter. And I couldn't keep up before. I know that some people are really good at it, but I am just not good at keeping up with the dairy, even though I try to fill it every single time. Ah, there. See, I got it. Everybody must have been having their eyes closed. Thank you, everybody. Most everything has good stock on this machine. I love how the fence, the new heart fence, matches the fondue pot. And so I wanted to incorporate it into my fondue pot area, even though it's completely different than my other machines. But I only have 2 pieces of that fence, so that's all it gets is those 2 little pieces right there. For now, I'm hoping to get more. The fryer has been really hard for me to 3-star. And the fondue pot as well. Oh, the evil fudge machine where everything takes butter. As you can see, I don't have any butter. That is not an uncommon occurrence for my farm. Now, as I was traveling across there, I was looking at my animals, like my bunnies there, to make sure they had feed, and my peacocks to make sure they were fed. My little Ferris wheel area. I love how the Chinese fence matches the Ferris wheel better. I wish I had more of that now. If they ever offer it again, I'll definitely get more of that Chinese fence. Chinese New Year, I think that's what it was for. See, look at those drop items. I get 2 to 3 every time I harvest. Drop items. Now, I know smaller farms just get 1 and sometimes don't even get 1 each time they harvest, but if you stick with it, you'll level up and you will get more and more drop items the more plots of land that you get. I buy a lot of stuff out of the newspaper. I try to buy as much as I can because it just alleviates some of the grief on the machines. And oddly, even though my memory is horrible, I usually have a mental note of which crops I'm low on as I'm going through the newspaper. And my memory is pretty good for that. I actually think Heyday helps me with my memory. Now, we just had a fishing event, so I am super low on all lures. We did really good on our fishing event. But it's going to take me a while to restock all those lures, and I'm going to try to stay on top of that machine. Now you see I don't always catch the wheat just as soon as it's done, but it is something that I do really regularly. Some of the items in my barn are poorly stocked, and that's why I rented Tom. Sometimes it's just easier to rent him than it is to actually, make the product. Now, here you'll see my barn is 15,000. When I started out I think it was a couple of years ago, I was determined to get to 15,000 for my barn. And I worked and worked and worked. And at that time, 15,000 was the max barn. And now I finally made it to what that max barn was. and they had raised it to 25,000. So I was a little discouraged by that, but I'm going to work really hard again and see if I can't get it to 25,000. It took me so long to get to 15,000. I don't see how I'm ever going to get to 25,000. But I'll just keep plugging away at it as best I can. And hopefully one day I'll get to 25,000 before they raise it to 50,000. So I'm curious, have you guys made it to 25,000 on your barn? Or do you know anybody who has? Because I don't even know anybody who has. I can definitely see how 15,000 would not be big enough, because my barn is regularly full and I'm always ready to upgrade it. It is definitely not as packed as it used to be though. So the more you upgrade it, the better it really does get as far as not being full all of the time. I really need to flag those, but I'll wait until my people in my neighborhood are ready to water, and then I'll just flag all of my trees. And I give away experience like that. It's quick and easy for other people, and it's handy for me to get all my trees watered. Now, I have been trying to get all of my machines 3-starred, and the fondue pot is particularly difficult because it takes chocolate or cheese, olive oil, bacon, or butter, or cream, not butter, a dairy product. And it has been difficult to keep that stuff in stock in order to keep items making in there in order to get the mastery points. But I do it as often as I can. And the thing is that when you put those items in, they don't even take that long to make. So you use a chocolate that takes forever to make, and it only takes 30 minutes off of your mastery time. Now, donut maker, I am getting closer. And then I think the fudge. I love the fudge machine because the fudge takes so long to make. Even though it takes butter, it takes hours to make the chili fudge. And it really knocks a lot of time off of your mastery time. I wish they would put a long one in the fondue pot, like a long time item that doesn't take a lot of hard